All I want to know is, what are they going to say now? What are they going to say now about Baker Mayfield? What is it that they are going to say to slight him? I want to find out, because before the Tennessee game, Baker couldn't win a big game. Baker's not that kind of dude. If you need to rely on to win a big game, you can't depend on a guy like Baker Mayfield. He's too up and down. He's too predictable. He's on this and that. Baker Mayfield, not good enough. 350 yards, 4 touchdowns, 5 touchdowns. I forget. He threw a lot of them. All of a sudden, well, the Titans defense is trash. The Titans defense is garbage. It doesn't matter. Throw it out. It goes against what I have made my preconceived notion on what this team is. Shout out to Mr. Slendy with the super chat. Says every time they showed a class up of Colt McCoy, he looked like an older father. Yeah, he did. But anyways, so we get there, right? Then you get that Baltimore game. You know what? The Browns didn't win that Baltimore game, but Baker Mayfield sure showed up. It wasn't Baker Mayfield's fault, but that's not good enough for some folks. He didn't win, so it didn't matter, right, Brandon Marshall? Right? I'm talking about Brandon Marshall. You know what I mean? I'm talking about them because Stephen A. Smith, he gave the man his props. All right. Well, let's see him do it against a good, stout defense like the New York Giants. And, you know, they're a surprise and trendy upset pick for the Cleveland Browns because they beat the Seattle Seahawks, even though they just lost by 20 to the Cardinals the week before. But you think the Browns so sorry we're going to lose to a 5-8 football team? Why? Because they beat the Seahawks once? Come on. Like, is there still that little respect for Baker and the Browns? And what Baker do? Against a stout defense, sliced them up, methodically dissected this defense up and down. Could not do anything about it. They couldn't stop him. It was 1, 2, 3, drop back, slicing, scissors all day. Shout out to Westy. He gave me the super chat. We win. I donate. Baker and Kevin, dynamic duo. I have to agree. So now, what are they going to say? What are they going to say? 3 playoff teams or teams in the playoff hunt in a row. You know, you could say the Giants are technically that, but, you know, we can count them. 3 teams that are going to be in the playoffs. And what did Baker do? What did Baker do these last 3 games? Ball out. Do I need to put up the stat sheet? I believe he has, 7 plus 2 today, 9 touchdowns, 1 interception? What is it? What else does he have to do? Because Josh Allen just got to complete a couple passes and be over 60% completion before you put him in the MVP conversation. You know what I mean? Like, well, what is it? What else? I just want to know, what else is it that Baker Mayfield has to do to earn some respect? Because I feel like he's going to have to win a Super Bowl. And even then, they'll put it on somebody else, right? I am tired of the blue check mark. So I saw one blue check mark Twitter account. I'm not going to say who it is. But underneath their tweets, somebody was talking about Baker Mayfield ain't got no arm strength. These are people who aren't even watching the games, man. Timothy Fitzgerald with the super chat. Baker effing Mayfield, mate. Yes, Baker Mayfield, man. What more can you say about him? What more? What more does he have to prove? He has nothing to. After that Baltimore game, he had nothing to prove to me. This wasn't a surprise. I knew Baker could cook like this, but nobody else did. And now Baker cooked like that on national TV 2 times, feeling dangerously with the 104 super chat. Shout out to you, man. He says, I have to go to work tomorrow morning, but I got to go. But 10 wins, feeling dangerous. Oh, he put the 1004 in. Shout out to you. Once that pops up here, you're going to get the 10, 20, 25 Chubba Lubba Hub. Thank you for the generous super chat. We have about 953 people in here. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And if it sounds like I'm getting spicy today, if it sounds like I'm kind of tired of all of the goofiness that surrounds the evaluation of Baker Mayfield since he's entered the league, I am completely tired of it. The man had 1 down year, and we know what the man was at this game. Freddie Kitchens calling 4th and 5, reverse plays, fake punts. Like, this is what Baker was dealing with last year. This is the genius that was helming the offense last year. The guy who led the only team offense that is capable of not being able to score in the Browns defense. By the way, Austin Ziegler says Baker doing the thing. Cleveland can beat anybody in the postseason. Baker playing like this. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. If Baker playing like this, we're going to have to – look, the one thing about the Giants is that defensive line is for real. And the run game wasn't going to be there against the defensive line. But it wasn't a problem. It wasn't even a hiccup for the Cleveland Browns. It wasn't even an adjustment. Okay, you're going to stop the run? Stop Baker. Let me see if you do both those things. Most teams can't. Richard Gonzalez with the $10 super chat. Baker and the Browns going to go make some playoff noise, thank God. The coaching staff and these players. Next man up. Yeah. Also, got to give a big shout out to Nick Harris. Now, Nick Harris is somebody I highlighted during my training camp coverage. I felt like he did a good job holding in at center when J.C. Treader missed the majority of camp. And I did not know if he had the size or the athleticism to hold up at guard. But he did his thing. Hopefully we can get Chris Hubbard back because he's important as a swing tackle. Hopefully we can get healthy. Obviously you want Wyatt Teller back, but it's nice to know that we got that kind of depth. We got Rex Angel here, $20 through Super Chat. Baker answered any doubts. Franchise quarterback, QB, period. Absolutely. Absolutely. Is there any doubt? Please tell me if there's any doubt. Do you not feel good about Baker Mayfield being your starting quarterback going into this? I don't think a lot of Browns fans who especially grew up in the expansion era like I have, I did not see Bernie Kosar. I'm not old enough to have experienced that. This is close to Bernie as we ever been. This dude's a baller. This dude's a baller. He got 300 yards, 2 touchdowns like it was nothing with ease against a pretty good defense. We got Chris here with the $2 super chat saying having Denzel made a huge difference. Yeah. Also, Colt McCoy, he helps. I'm going to wait until, they play Pittsburgh to see if that secondary to come back. But hopefully by then you have Ronnie Harrison back. You get Sheldon Richardson back. You lost some bodies on the defensive side of the ball that you most definitely want to get back. But it's there. It's all there. Look, man, this team can make a run. This team, hopefully they take care of business next week. They beat the Jets. Colin Coward, where you at from JY? I don't know where he's at. Probably changed. He's probably, well, it's the Giants. It's the Giants. The Giants aren't good. Wait for them Twitter accounts, right? It's the Giants. The Giants are trash. Giants aren't good. Like they didn't just shut down Russell Wilson a few weeks ago. You know what I mean? Well, Bradbury wasn't playing. All right, that's a good point. Bradbury wasn't playing, but still, Baker ate. You know what I mean? What you want? Everybody was talking about Jabril Peppers having a revenge game against the Cleveland Browns. Did you even see Jabril Peppers on the field today? No. No. And that's what happens when you have a good quarterback. $5 super chat from Robbie Miller who says, QB1, can you say franchise quarterback? I don't know what else you could say about him. I don't know what else anybody else wants to say about him. If you want to act like Baker Mayfield's not a good quarterback, go ahead, but you're wrong. You're wrong. You're just flat wrong. Ain't nobody can tell me that. And you know what? Baker, he has that extra gear in him. He has that, that dog in him. When you need one, you feel like he can go get you one. I'm happy with Baker. I understand that people might be more enthralled with the Josh Allens or the Lamar Jacksons of the world. But you know what? I'm fine with Baker. Michael Matique, the big-time Patreon guy, Dr. Matique, says, F coward. Oh, yeah, we want these victory laps right now. But it's just amazing, right? How good Baker Mayfield can play, right? First, also one of the criticisms, Baker Mayfield ain't throwing over 300 yards all season. 3 games, almost back-to-back. He had 297 today. What do y'all want from this man? What do y'all want? How many boxes does Baker Mayfield have to check before y'all stop making him a question mark? Stop with me. Stop with it. It's ridiculous. How many? Andrew Simmons says $10 super chat. Thanks for the always great work. And is this Mac Wilson's? Oh, is Mac Wilson experiment over? He's been going through a lot this week. We'll see. But Jacob Phillips did play well. We'll see with Mac Wilson. I hope that he can make some adjustments, find a role in the system that helps him, because he is a good player. Anthony O with the $10 super chat says, I love that they all saying Baker needs to win us some games. They stopped Nick and Kareem, and Baker just dissects them. And then still all the haters are up. Good to be alive. It is great to be alive. You know what I mean? I don't know if that wasn't a game that Baker Mayfield just won you. Now, I don't know what else, what you want. Like, I don't know what it is, how much further you can move the goalposts till it gets ridiculous. Because now we're going to start moving the goalposts to things where, like, Lamar hasn't even done, and Lamar won the MVP. You know what I mean? Like, we're going to move the goalposts. Well, he has to do it in the playoff game. You know what I mean? So there's somebody in this division who ain't done it in a playoff game. You know what I mean? Brian K with the $6 super chat for Baker Mayfield says, Quincy, remember, this is exactly the type of environment Baker thrives in. Disrespected, underappreciated. It's his sweet spot. Yeah, hey, look. Baker out there with the easy 300. Easy 2 touchdowns. I don't know what else to say about what we just saw from QB1, the franchise quarterback. He might be the best quarterback in the AFC North. I don't know. Maybe I'm just feeling myself. Waxcraft Music donated $5 through Super Chat, says, really hope Sheldon Richardson can get healthy. Also, we're going to need him against the high-powered offenses in the postseason. Most definitely. You're going to need everybody healthy. This defense is not good without everybody healthy. You're going to need everybody healthy. Now, let's talk about the defense real quick before I get carried away with the offense again. But defense still has some problems, right? Myles Garrett didn't dominate like you wanted him to. It didn't end up being a big deal because the secondary held up. And again, like I said, when Denzel Ward came back, it changes how that secondary works. I think the biggest problem when Denzel Ward is out is that when you don't have Denzel Ward, everybody has to move over a position, and it's just not good. All right, so we got a super chat here from Christian Garcia, who says, how about that rookie class on display tonight? Harrison Bryant, DPJ, Phillips, Wills, coaching staff, making Barry look smart. Hey, that's a cyclical relationship. That's what you want, right? You want the coaching staff to make the GMs look smart. You want everybody to look smart. Shout out. We got some haters in the chat. We already know who the haters are. Raw Toast, $5 super chat. I've never been more happy to be wrong about Baker. I was admittedly off on the Baker train at the start of the season with my Gramps. Wish my Gramps could see 104. So, excuse me, I'm trying to read this off of a really small screen. So if it looks like I'm trying to struggle to see it, I am. I apologize for that. Let's see. I think I'm behind on some of these super chats. I think about Greg Giller should be up next. We got Call Me Cause. Shout out, Call Me Kale. Shout out to you. Jake Miller. Wish we had our team. Wish we had this team in our YSU days. Most definitely, bro. Shout out to you, bro. YSU in the building. All right. And then we got Greg Ehlers. The media is just noise. This team, thankfully, doesn't seem to listen to that. On to the Jets. Hey, also, you got to give credit to Kevin Stefanski, because there was a lot of room for this to be, a very sloppy game, kind of like a ho-hum, kind of forget-me game. But he came in here with that intensity. The offense came out here ready to do. The defense kind of it was a little slow to start, but, they got it going later on in the game. Super chat from Kyle Ellis, who sent $5. Baker showing you how dangerous he can be, most definitely. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know how many other ways I can say this, but you got a good football team. This is a really good football team. It's a really well-coached football team. You have a good quarterback, good to great. I think he's great now. I don't know if he's in that low top 10 level, but boy, when he plays like he did tonight, and you got that running game, you're a very tough stop. Nobody wants to play you in the playoffs. I promise you that, right? I bet we got Chiefs fans in here. I don't think you want to play. Preach Baker is the future. Tim 8 Solon donated $5 to Super Chat. Thank you there, man. It's a lot to keep up with. We got 1,300 people here, 1,400 almost, man. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure you hit the subscribe button if you haven't. And again, if you want your thing to pop up on the screen, super chats are available for that. You get a nice little ding, and you get a Baker gift. And what better day to get a Baker gift? The day where Baker Mayfield just shreds an opposing defense. So a lot to get into. The defense, I felt like, played better at the end. And again, like I said in the preview, once you forced Colt McCoy to have to throw, and that Giants offense to have to throw, they're going to be forced into problems right there. We have another super chat from Rex Kaufman, says, awesome job, Brownies third string offensive lineman, most definitely. We have another one from Corey freaking Preston, who says, Baker has looked like one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL in the last few weeks. It's been so great to see. And you know what? This isn't just the last few weeks. It's been like this, and I remember saying this after the Raiders game. He has been playing that well since the Cincinnati game. There has been no gaps. It's been since the Cincinnati game. John Campbell with the $5 super chat says, great content, my dude. I watch your videos over the national media. Thank you for that, bro. Baker out here looking like Tom Brady in his prime. Oh, okay. We getting real excited. Dog check, fire emojis. You know what the Browns won. We're going to go with it. But yeah, Browns, get this, go to 10-4. Realistic shot to go to 11. In 4 if they could beat the Jets. And, hey, thankfully the Jets got that win out the way. So you're not worried about losing to the winless team. You don't have that pressure over your head. The Browns could get to 11 wins. They have never gotten to 11 wins since they've come back since 1999. We got a Michael Mateek super chat here. Offensive line is too good. That's why Baker Mayfield's playing well. It's a team effort, man. We got Waxcraft Music with the $50 super bomb, baby, who says, thanks for the dope content, Q. I think we have a chance to win a Super Bowl next year when we fill our defensive holes. I do. Hey, if we can just patch the defense up well enough this year, you never know. This team could make a run. The offense is that good. If you can get the defense, and you have playmakers on defense, if you can get them just to a decent level, you never know. Ken Dirtbike 79 sent $10 through Super Chat. Says Colt McCoy and Freddie Kitchens have the same look in their eye. Yes, that defeated old Browns look. And boy, this felt like an exorcism, didn't it? Didn't it feel like an exorcism where the Browns were trying to exorcise all of their demons of just past mediocrity, of all these 6-10, 4-12 mediocre seasons, or maybe they start 7-4 and collapse all the way. It felt like a detox. It felt like a cleanse. It felt like we were finally just pushing all that garbage out the way finally, right? It just felt like one of those types of games where it was like, yeah, you see the old Browns, you see Jabal Sheard, you see Jabril Peppers, and normally that would be a big deal against a team that wasn't coached by Kevin Stefanski. But this year, wasn't even a fly on the wall. It wasn't even a fly on the windshield. It was here's Jabril Peppers today. Me and Baker Mayfield just did that to him. It was really like that. So it's just really nice to see these things. Another super chat, and these are going to come in as we go in. We're kind of backloaded on a little ticker, so these going to come in a little bit later. Brad Miller, $5 super chat. Baker could go for 350 yards, 3 touchdowns. The media will brush it off and find something you did wrong and keep moving the goalpost back. Hey, as long as they can move that goalpost back all the way to a championship eventually, I'm good with it. Mark Kahn over here with a $20 super chat. Shout out to Mark Kahn. Steelers have to bring their A game the next 2 weeks. We're coming, bro. Hey, I want to beat the Steelers as well. Browns are really coming here. We got Jarrett R. Nelson, who says, started watching you this year. Couldn't be more happier to see you kill it. Browns 10-4, and you got to get paid, bro. Hey, hopefully I find out at the end of, at the start of January that I'm finally getting my money from YouTube. Some hopeful signs on that front. I will make an update video once I am sure of those things. But thank you all to everybody who has supported during that time. And hopefully, I can start getting supported by the platform that, I help support with all the views that I bring in for them too as well. John Slozar, who says, shout out to Nick Harris for filling in like a dog. Chris Hubby, next man up. Yes, man, we got some ballers on this team. It's definitely some ballers. We got a $5 super chat from Anton Kidd, who says, we will score on any defense. Watch out for Baker, DPG down the stretch. Hey, Once Baker gets comfortable with Donovan Peoples-Jones, there's definitely something there. Another $5 super chat from Christina Stefanik, who says, these are not the same old Browns. Woof, woof. Evan V, who says, can't wait for the week's news cycle. They'll be eating their words. Oh, man, we already had Stephen A. Smith had to backtrack a little bit. I hate to see what everybody else is going to have to do. Stephen Plezik, who says, love the show. Jacob Phillips was terrible. Can't tackle. Look lost. Got burnt by the tight end. Still 10-4. Go Browns. That's a Browns fan right there. The Squirrel Turtle says, sent a $5 super chat. Myles Garrett tweeted, what did he tweet? Lad still got a sack. Hope he gets healthy. Yeah, I think it's going to be a couple weeks till he's back to being Myles Garrett. Lydia, shout out to Lydia for Baker's 87% completion percentage. $5 super chat, Lydia. Yeah, that's one for completion percentage Twitter, right? There's people always crying about Baker Mayfield's completion percentage. Always saying his completion percentage isn't good. YSU boys built different. Westy, shout out, man. Shout out to YSU. Proud Penguin. I am. $5 super chat from Byron, who says, I think this team realizes how special they are and realizes how legendary it can be, and the team can be back to excellence. Hopefully the Browns can be back to a top-tier franchise in the NFL. That's definitely what the hope is with this team here. So a lot of great things to go over. We got another super chat here I want to make sure I get to. 59 Big Walt, who says, Q, what the talking heads will say Monday. He doesn't have a winning record in this division, so he has to be TB2 or Mahomes as well. It is what it is. Corey, he says, Baker has looked like one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL the last few weeks. It's great to see. Yeah, it's lovely to see Baker Mayfield proving a lot of people wrong, especially how he was written off after 1 year. And I said, even when people were at the height of just dogging Baker Mayfield for not being good enough, I always said, he only had one bad year. It's like everybody forgot he broke the rookie touchdown record, right? And even now you hear people say, well, now he's back to rookie form. No. But rookie Baker was not this good. Michael Stone says through his $10 super chat, love watching Baker get through this Giants defense. Can't wait to play the one-win Jets. 11-4, here we come. Yeah, it doesn't put the dash in there. So, the Browns are in a great position to make the playoffs here. I think the defense has some room to grow. It was not great that I felt like they missed Andrew Sedeo today. And Andrew Sedeo, we know what he's been throughout the season. But I felt like the defensive line showed up. You're going to definitely need Sheldon Richardson against the better teams, against Pittsburgh. So, you can live with him not throughout there. We got that $50 super chat I read already from Waxcraft. Again, thank you for that, brother. That's awesome. But, it's just... it gives you a lot more confidence in how far this team can go when you see your franchise quarterback play like that. Now, look, it's going to be a tough field because when you look at the quarterbacks that are going to be in the playoffs, a lot of them are really good. You got the 1 seed, obviously Kansas City, Patrick Mahomes, in a whole nother level. Big Ben is Big Ben still. He hasn't played as well lately, but he's still Ben Roethlisberger. Josh Allen playing at a high level. Then you got Ryan Tannehill, who's been playing at a high level. Let's see, what else? You got Baker Mayfield, obviously. We talked about him all day today. And then, Lamar Jackson probably. And then maybe Tua Tagovailoa, who, I would say is probably the weakest one who's going to make the playoffs. Or is it Derek Carr? I think they're out of it now. So it's either going to be Tua or Phillip Rivers or somebody like that. There's all going to be good quarterbacks in the AFC playoff conversation. And that's how it's going to be. This is not an easy conference to try to win. This is not an easy conference to play football in, but the Browns are no longer an easy win. Shout out to Mark Kahn. I think I read that one already. And while we catch up on some of these super chats, we're going to catch up with some of these post-game press conference clips. I think we're going to go to Kevin Stefanski, who just took the podium. Baker Mayfield also had some availability here. So we're going to go to Kevin. But Cleveland Browns get the win. Impressive fashion, just dominated the New York Giants. Just absolutely dominated the New York Giants today. A team that people were saying the Browns should fear. I know in the AFC North Talk chat, a lot of you guys were saying, this is an upset special alert. Shout out to Jarrett. But, didn't look like an upset special to me. Don't know what that was, but it wasn't no upset special.
Sheldon Richardson had a neck injury. X-rays are negative. And that's it for the injuries. For the game, proud of the guys for battling. Knew it was going to be tough. Understood what we were getting ourselves into with this team. I think very highly of them. I think they're well coached. I think they play hard. And I thought our guys really matched that level of intensity that's required. So proud of those guys. Some great individual efforts. And now we got to get back home, have a great week of work, and then right back at you here in New York. So any questions, I will take them.
Thank you, Coach. First one will go to Jake Trotter.
You guys can hear me, right?
Kevin, how did you think that Baker played tonight, particularly the accuracy? And do you feel like just every game his confidence continues to grow, especially the second half of this season?
Yeah, I thought Baker was outstanding tonight. He was dialed in. It's really what I expect from him. It's what he expects from himself. It's how he practices. But I really thought he was sharp.
Thank you, Jake. Next is Tom Withers.
Thanks, Rob. Thanks, Kevin. Congratulations. You've been in this league long enough to know that getting to 10 wins is tough at any time. What kind of an accomplishment is that?
Yeah, getting the one win a week is hard, So we understand that. Our focus will forever remain right there. So proud of the guys, how they battled tonight. But we got to come back out and do it next week. It's just the nature of this beast.
So Coach Judge was very aggressive, obviously, in the first half. Can you just talk about the fourth down play at the 5, the play that Sheldon made there, what kind of a momentum swinger that was?
Yeah, I thought, special teams able to defend that play, and then hands team, I know it wasn't perfect, but came through again for us. So was pleased with those guys.
Thanks.
Thank you, Tom. Jeff Shadell is next.
Kevin, can you talk about Nick Harris there? He steps in for Chris, obviously. How do you think he played?
Yeah, I know Nick's going to battle. I'm not surprised. I haven't watched the tape, but I'm not surprised that he can go in there and battle and fight. He's a very smart player, being able to play center and guard for us. Not surprised that he's ready to go when we need him. But
Steven,
again,
shout out
got to
to
look at the
Steven
tape to give you a full evaluation, but really pleased with where Nick is as a player. He's continuing to develop, works very, very hard with Coach Callahan and Coach Peters.
Thank you, Jeff. We'll go to Mary Kay Cabot.
Yeah, first of all, can you just kind of give us an idea of why Mac Wilson was inactive tonight?
Just my decision, Mary Kay.
Okay. And then how did you think that Myles
with the
came
shutdown
through
on
this
that.
game? I know he had the half a sack there at the end,
Shout
but
out
he
Lydia.
revealed to us that he's still kind of
87%
working his way
completion
back. How
percentage.
did you think he looked?
Yeah, again, I'll have to look at it, but from the sideline, I thought he looked like himself. Had a few good rushes in there. I think the quarterback was getting the ball out pretty quick, so didn't have a ton of opportunities. But he's coming along. He looks like Myles to me, and I understand that he's working his way back, but I think he's looking pretty good to me.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mary Kay. Fred Greetham is next.
Hey, by the way, chat, before we get to that question, I want to know if you guys would be interested in – okay, let me read this one real quick. Brian Rudd, $5 super chat. He says, I think this team – okay, I read that one already, Brian. But shout out to Brian. But real quick before we get into this, I want to know what you guys think about this. I'm thinking about doing a one-time live-only event so it won't be recorded stream for New Year's Eve. Just a nice little chill stream, probably play some Madden, maybe some other video games, try to get other people involved here. But let me know if that's something you guys would be interested in. Please say yes in the chat to see. I'm going to gauge interest, see if that's something y'all want. Got a super chat from Big Walt who says, talking. Okay, I read that one already. Shout out to 59 Big Walt. All right, we're going to continue with this Kevin Stefanski.
Yeah, Coach, how satisfying was that to go 95 yards twice and 75 yards? I mean, took up a lot of time and kind of controlled the clock in the game.
Yeah, those were some big drives for us, and we needed them. When you ever go that length of the field, you're likely making a play on third or fourth down. So I feel like our guys did a nice job of understanding the plan, knowing situationally what we were doing. Baker made plays with his feet on third down, which is always, adds an element to our attack. So anytime.
Shout out to Justin Miller with the $5 super chat. Says, awesome content. Amazing to live in Oklahoma and see Baker killing it. Dog, check. Shout out to the Oklahoma Browns fans. Shout out to RJ Young.
Get a long drive. It's good because it chews up the clock and puts points on the board.
Thanks, Fred. Nate Ulrich, you're up.
Hey, Kevin, what went into naming Baker game captain tonight?
Yeah, I just kind of every week think about what the message is going to be for that week. And, Baker's a fighter. You guys know that. I know that. And I thought that was what was going to be required tonight in this game.
All right, Richard Gonzalez with the $5 super chat says, this is an extremely exciting day. Browns had to win, keep pace with the Titans and the Colts. And the Ravens and the Dolphins won too. AFC is exciting. Hey, it's going to be exciting. It's going to be exciting, but you beat the Jets. You're more than likely going to make it. You're going to more than likely make it.
And obviously you touched on Nick Harris going in for Hubbard. Do you have a sense or a feel just coming off the field for how your offensive line performed tonight?
Did we give up one sack?
Kevin Stefanski is tired of these questions. Coco the Nut donated $5 through Super Chat, who says, Jets have taken the mantle of the old Browns, new Browns looking like, I can't read that. What did that say? Super small. A lot better. I think that's what it says. All right.
Yeah, gave up one sack. I thought they battle, and we got down there low on, I think it was 3rd and goal. And
again, shout out to Ryan McGraw, who says, been a Browns fan for a while since we lost the AFC Championship game against Denver. Always was a heartbreaker. Thanks, Quincy. Much love. Hopefully we give you much better memories than just losing in the AFC Championship. Hopefully we can bring more fire, bring more joy to a new generation with a new type of organization and a new level of sustained success. That's what people are hoping the Browns are going to be able to do. They have a chance to do it. They got a quarterback. They got a head coach. This is where things happen. Another super chat from Professor Chaos, who says, hey, Quincy, last year Baker was in the commercials with TB12 and he handed him his rings. Maybe he rubbed off on him. Well, I mean, it didn't rub off in 2019, but it's sure looking like it's rubbing off now.
Ran downhill and ran behind those guys, and they moved the line of scrimmage. So I know what we have in that offensive line from a mentality standpoint, and that's very important in December.
Thank you, Nate. Our next question goes to Scott Petrick.
Hey, Kevin, this is the 4th time that you guys have bounced back from a loss with a win the next week. So what does that say about your guys' resilience?
All right, real quick before we get to his answer, got a $10 super chat from Austin, who says, yo, dog, play some Madden for sure, ready to enjoy Victory Monday. Most definitely. But 2020 is about to be over in a few weeks, right? Man, we've been through it. This year.
It's important. Very few teams go 16-0 in this league, and it's how you respond to those losses that matters. It's how you respond to a bad play that matters. So those are things we've been talking about throughout the season, and I just think it speaks to the character of the players we have.
Thank you.
Thank you, Scott. We'll go to Tony Grossi.
Kevin, it was a little bit unusual on this Sunday night game because of the COVID protocols. Everyone had to stay in the hotel, and probably saw all those teams win in the AFC wildcard chase. So what was that like? Was there any discussion in pregame about, hey, we need it more than ever, everybody won who's chasing us?
God, Tony.
Never came up anybody that I was around. We're not really thinking about that, Tony. We're really thinking about the team we're playing, the game we're playing. That's our focus. So you're right. I was watching a lot of football, but that wasn't on my mind.
Shout out to Tony Roast Me, asking the stupid questions that always get roasted. You know it's bad when he was getting roasted by Freddie Kitchens last year. Seth Harrison with the $5 super chat says, underrated attributes of Kevin Stefanski that separate him from the past Cleveland coaches, his ability to shoot down these terrible questions from the Cleveland media. I mean, he's a master at doing it because he does it in a way that doesn't seem like he's being petty or disrespectful. It's almost like Bill Belichick with a little bit more charisma. It's kind of fun to watch.
Hey, Tony, the next question will go to Mary Kay Cabot.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask real quick about the Jets upsetting the Rams. You guys are obviously playing the Jets next week. I mean, does that just go to show you right there that you have to bring it every single week, that you can't take anybody for granted?
Yeah, I mean, it's the National Football League. I trust that the Jets are going to give us everything they got next week.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mary Kay. Back to Nate Ulrich.
Hey, Kevin, obviously Denzel Ward's first game back, and it seemed like he was in the mix for a lot of big plays, especially early. What did you see out of him? What kind of lift did he give you guys?
Yeah, I thought they went after him early to see, how he was. And I think he looked like Denzel to me. So he was tight in coverage, making plays on the ball. So it's good to have him back out there.
And then on the Jarvis touchdown, obviously a great catch.
My guy,
it looked like he was signaling in the camera, kind of paying tribute to Odell with a 1-3. And then it kind of escalated from there. What did you say to him about it? And I guess, what was your message to him on the sideline?
Yeah, I mean, he didn't think it was a penalty. I'll look at it on the TV copy. But I just told him you can't hurt the team. No matter what, you can't hurt the team.
Thank you, Nate. We're going to take two more. Jason Lloyd, Doug Maurice. Jason, go ahead.
Kevin, you got 14 games now with Baker. Obviously, the relationship has grown in that time. Is there one thing you can point to where you feel more comfortable with him now that you have so much time with him and so much film and reps?
I don't think there's one thing, Jason, but I would tell you with all the players that we're coaching, that I'm coaching, I hope that we're all getting to know each other. You get in these battles. So there's high points, there's low points, and we're fighting together. So I think for all the guys, we're understanding that this is a long journey we're on.
Shout out to Chosen Cartel, who says, actually watch the Card. Oh, I usually watch the Cardinals and own every weekend, but my brother-in-law had no idea Baker could throw darts like that. I mean, he must not watch Baker a lot because Baker be throwing darts. He's been throwing darts.
It's never
Baker,
perfect.
Baker got
but
them
we
darts
have
in
a bunch
his
of guys
arsenal.
that will fight their.
I'm glad he got to see him
fight their
up
rear
close
ends
and
off.
personal.
You say often about you pride yourself on getting him in a rhythm early and getting him comfortable early and setting him up for success. Are you getting more aggressive with him earlier in games now and giving him opportunities?
Kid Blue RB27, he looks like a Giants fan. Sent a $2 super chat, being good sportsmanship from him. He seems to be a Giants fan. Good, congrats to your Browns. Better team won. Thank you, bro. I love that. I love the wholesomeness. When an opposing team's fan can understand what happened, not have to be toxic about it. So appreciate that, bro.
Throws down the field that weren't happening in the first half of the year.
I just think we're trying to do each week what we think makes sense to go score some points. If that means, a few more passes or a few more runs, that's what we'll do. So I don't know if it is different than the beginning of the year, Jason. I'd have to go check the game script, so to speak. But we're just trying to do whatever we think makes sense in that game.
Thanks.
Thanks, Jason. Final one for Coach goes to Doug Lee.
Before we get to that final question, Javier has a super chat. So I know Chubb hitting 1K rushing yards isn't going to be over a priority than winning. But what are my thoughts on it? Hey, if Chubb hits 1K, he hits 1K. We all know what he does per carry. We all know he's one of the best 3 running backs in football. Anybody who wants to deny that, they just don't watch the games. Brian K. also has a super chat who says, last time the Browns were 10-4, December 10th, 1994, before the Browns left. Browns stopped the Cowboys at the goal line to preserve a win versus the defending Super Bowl champs. And you know what, folks? I'll be honest with you. I don't think this Browns team has played their best football yet. I don't think this defense is anywhere near as good as it can be with the given personnel it can be. And I think the offense can play better. I think the offense can have a great running game going with the passing game going at the same time. Usually it's one or the other. This week it was the passing game. I think the only time it was both was probably Jacksonville a little bit, but mainly Tennessee. I don't think that this team has put it all together and played at their absolute peak level. And I hope that's during the postseason. But this team still has some room to grow this year with the people they have on the roster. I know people are talking about when they get healthy next year, but this year they can get healthy and they could do more than make some noise if they get it all together. because they do a lot of things that are real difficult for a lot of teams to stop. The Chiefs, the Steelers included in that. And, you know, football, it's not a best four out of it's not a first of four kind of playoff. It's a one-game thing. And you can win one game in the NFL. You know, if you don't think the Browns can win a game against the Chiefs, you think that's literally impossible, I beg to differ. Not saying they would beat them 10 times if they played 10 times, but, you know, I think they can beat them once, you know, maybe twice, maybe 3 times. I don't know. I think the Browns could, but we'll see. We got to get to that point. But, ladies and gentlemen, these Browns, if you weren't excited already, it's definitely time to get excited. Like, stop. Don't sit out. Don't be scared to get hurt. Get excited. Get excited about this team. Get excited. You have license to get excited. You got a quarterback and a head coach. When was the last time a Browns fan could legitimately say that? You couldn't even say that when Belichick was here because you had Vinny Testaverde. You know, when's the last time you had a legitimate quarterback and a legitimate head coach, and you might have to go all the way back to Marty Schottenheimer and Bernie Kosar? You know, this is uncharted territory for a lot of Browns fans. Get excited about that. QB6, baby. Baker Mayfield. I think it's safe to get the jersey.
Kevin, you mentioned the long drives. Each team only had 7 possessions tonight. I know games unfold in different ways, but when you get in a game like that where maybe the possessions are limited and teams are holding the ball, just, I don't know, are you comfortable with that? How does that fit your team if that's how a game goes?
Yeah, I would say we're comfortable with it. You know, I go back, we had a 4th down play that we really liked, and the ball got batted down at the line, and you're off the field. So you're trying to make every one of these drives count, and you want to come away with 7s on each of these because you're right. You don't know the type of game you're going to be in. So there is a sense of urgency really from the jump, from the very first drive, that you better come away with 7s because that's just the nature of this game.
Thank you, Doug. Coach, thank you for the time today.
Okay, thanks, guys.
All right, Rex Fortune has a super chat that I'm going to try to get to here. He says, it's both funny and sad what we saw with the we can sweep the AFC and the NFC East and still not be considered a good team. Also, shout out to the Clutch Higgins, a.k.a. Black Edelman. That's a good one. He is kind of like that. He is kind of like that. You know, Rashard Higgins had a really good game today, by the way. Just catching everything that was thrown to him, making tough catches. Jarvis Landry, I felt like he has a great game. He had a great game. Donovan Peoples-Jones, I feel like we could see more out of him. Look, Baker just makes it happen with whoever's out there. And it's so weird that he has not been able to do that with Odell yet. Maybe if Odell comes back next year, they have maybe they'll have a mutual understanding. Odell, that this show does not need him to continue to go on, and Baker, that he does not need to force the ball to Odell to get the show going. And I think that mutual understanding and hopefully mutual respect can be enough to where they can both work each other in to the system and, you know, really take advantage of everything that they could do next year. And that way they can work with each other a little bit better. But Baker's out here throwing it like, let's not sugarcoat it. You know, Rashard Higgins, probably not a starter on a lot of teams. Donovan Peoples-Jones, probably not, 6th-round pick. Showing out, but not a starter on a lot of teams. Ask the right question, says through Super Chat. Are you worried about the Rams' loss to the Jets and how we played versus the Jets? Oh, do we need to play on the Jets level? Do you think we're better than them? Or do I think they're better than the Jets? Yes, they're better than the Jets. Okay, let me read this again. Rams lost to the Jets. How do we need to play? Okay, so not need to play to the Jets level. Look, the one thing the Jets can do a little bit is stop the run, so that is a little bit concerning, but we just saw what Baker did to the Giants. I think, one, you're going to have some comfort because this is going to be the 2nd game in a row at MetLife. Shout out to Mark Bridge. Q talk about Carl Joseph tonight. I will get some Carl Joseph. He had a great game. He had an awful game against Baltimore, but he had a great game today. But let me continue on to this Jets game. So with the Jets, I think the Browns are going to go in there with this ideal that they got to clinch, right? And if you get to 11-5, you practically clinch your spot in the playoffs, depending on what happens there. You know, if Miami or if Baltimore or somebody loses, you get in. You're locked in there. So You win that game, you control your fate, and even if you don't, you control your fate going into Pittsburgh as far as where you're going to be seated. So I think they're going to come in just as focused. I think this is a Browns team. We don't have to worry about the goofy stuff as much because it just doesn't seem like the goofy stuff is what gets this Browns team as much. So I would not be as concerned about that. Now, let's get to Carl Joseph, who had a much better game. Now, look, the thing with Carl Joseph is that if the quarterback can't stretch the field, you'll be fine with Carl Joseph. And that's what we saw today. If the quarterback can't stretch the field, Carl Joseph is more than good enough. We did not miss him against Jacksonville, against Mike Glennon. We did not miss him against Colt McCoy. But you do miss him when you play a guy like Lamar Jackson, who does have some arm strength that can get the ball downfield a little bit. And you do miss him if you're going to play like a Josh Allen or somebody who can really attack those safeties. So you got to be careful with where you put Carl Joseph, but in this kind of a role where you're just asking him to be closer to the box, he can do really well because he's almost a linebacker. And again, once you get Ronnie Harrison back, it gives that secondary added flexibility because now you can have Carl Joseph be a hybrid linebacker and play down there with the other linebackers where he's really good at. So you can keep putting Carl Joseph in good positions. Ronnie Harrison is much better when he's back, able to play the safety position a little bit. That helps out Andrew Sadejo. I don't think Sheldrick can get starter snaps on this team. I was not impressed with what I saw today. But again, when you have Denzel Ward back that kicks Kevin Johnson inside, all of a sudden Kevin Johnson looks much better. All of a sudden Terrence Mitchell starts making plays when he's on the second, when he's the second DB instead of the number one DB. Just Denzel Ward coming back makes a huge difference when it comes to alignment on this defense. So that's a massive deal. The same way Ronnie Harrison, when he comes back, makes a huge difference when it comes to alignment. So that's why I'm looking forward to hopefully Ronnie Harrison can be back, maybe for the Jets game, but hopefully for the Pittsburgh game so we can see that difference in play because I do think it makes a massive difference when you have him on the field. So those are the things that you can look forward to for this defense to get better. The linebacking play has not been terrible this year. It's been up and down. It's been good at some points. It's been bad at others, but it's been serviceable most of the time. When you look at everything else on the team, defensive line play up and down a little bit, but you got Myles Garrett. Hopefully Myles Garrett returns to Myles Garrett form after dealing with the virus. And then again, when you get those alignment issues fixed at the secondary, I think the defense is going to look much better. They're not going to look dominant. They're not going to look great. They're still going to give up points. But maybe instead of being a bottom half defense, they could be a mid-level defense. And if your defense is mid-level and if Baker's playing like he is, you got Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb running like they can run, a healthy Wyatt Teller, you got something. You got a legitimate shot if that's the case. So that's all you need. $2 super chat from Ultra Pack, who says, if we had the LSU boys from injury, we'd be 12-2. We'll see. We're going to have them back next year. But so, I think the Browns are in a great position for the future. For right now, they're in a good position. And you know what? For once, as a Browns fan, I'm really not worried about what they're going to do in the future. The future will get here eventually. But I'm also worried about what they're going to do in the now because this team has a now. You know what I mean? I'm not worried about the draft. I'm not worried about any of that. I'm worried about what this team's going to do now. And that's what's important. That's what's beautiful about this season. We're not worried about the draft position. I don't even know what position the Browns are going to be drafting in right now if the season ended right now. I could care less, to be honest with you. Don't even know who's good, to be honest with you. So I'm just worried about next week, getting these playoffs, and baby, let's get ready for the playoff game. For a lot of people, this is going to be the first playoff game they can really experience in Cleveland for a fan base that witnessed 0-16 2 years ago. Like, think about that. We 0-16 to 10-4. Like, talk about going from undesirable to undeniable. It just happened. That's Baker Mayfield right here. You know what? I got to tweet that. But while I'm tweeting that, let's go to Baker Mayfield on this press conference, see if he drops any rap lines.
Back and forth game. We were trying to do whatever it took to win in that second half. I know we left a lot of points on the board in the first half. I played pretty sloppy in the first half. So, and then that turnover, that really, really hurt us. So I have to be better. But when you play a team like that, Lamar's an unbelievable player. And he's just going to make a lot.
That's the old one. That's Lamar. Yeah, that's from Monday night. Oh, let me get to the new one. Sorry about that blooper. Here we go. Baker.
It goes back to
All right, we're gonna have to go to Myles. There we go. Let's go to Myles.
It goes back to talking to you guys earlier in the season about trusting these guys around me, trusting the guys up front, going through.
Shudrick Redwine better than Sadejo? We'll see. I hope so. From Kevin Rohr, shout out to you. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Andrew Hill with another super chat. Could this be the last chance for Odell's trade value? It'll be one of the first moves in the NFL offseason, giving the Browns some major pieces. Here's the thing with the Odell trade thing, right? I know a lot of people are like, oh, Odell, trade him. That's what everybody else in the NFL is thinking too. So he's going to have no trade value, right? They're going to try to get you to sell Odell cheap right now. Best bet for the Browns, get through the offseason, get through training camp, let people look at Odell. Maybe there's going to be a preseason next year. Get them a look at Odell running around, make him look good, act like he's going to be a part of the offense, whether he is or isn't, showcase him a little bit, and then get those trade offers. You're in no rush. You got till trade deadline next year to worry about what you're going to do with Odell. If it works out, it works out. You got Odell for $14 million, not that much money. You keep him. If it doesn't, then you could trade him, but people know he's healthy, so they're not going to try to fleece you on him. So you're in a win-win situation there. Just be patient when it comes to the Odell thing. Maybe they trade him, maybe they don't, but patience is going to get you the most fruit out of that tree.
My progressions and just delivering the ball, let them make the plays. And our guys are making a ton of plays. Protection continues to be great, and these guys continue to make plays for us. So that's why the confidence is, so high, and I don't have to do anything else. It's these guys doing a job.
Thanks, Jake. Tom Withers, you're up.
Thanks, Rob. Hey, Baker, I think you hit double digits in wins at OU a couple times. What's it like to hit 10 wins in the NFL?
It's something that until, I got into the league rookie year that I didn't realize how hard it was to win in the league. It's something to be proud of, but the best part is everybody in there is like, yeah, 10 wins, but we're on to the next one. It's something to, notch on the belt, but then move on because we're not done yet. And that's the best part about this team, which I keep stating about them.
Shout out to my guy, Bricklehoff14, who says, given the Browns' success this season, does Cleveland become a place where more free agents will be wanting to sign, especially quality vets? There's going to be a certain type of quality veteran receiver that's definitely going to want to be here. I would say if you're a tight end, you might want to be here. This is a good system to be a tight end in. Offensive lineman, we already stacked on offensive lineman, so I don't think we're going to be worrying about that. But offensive pieces definitely going to want to go here, especially not the superstar veteran wide receiver, but like an AJ Green type wide receiver. Maybe he wants to come here because Baker does spread the ball out pretty well, and he is pretty accurate. And if you're at the later stage of your career where you're just trying to be a third option, Baker can do you well in that area. Also, on the defensive side of the ball, you can see your ability to help an offense that scores a lot of points. So, yeah, it's going to help you with free agency.
They're just on to the next one.
Everybody around you guys in the playoff picture won today. Were you aware of that? Was there any chatter about that, knowing how important? I mean, you guys knew this game was important anyway, but did it become any more magnified based on whatever else happened today?
No, we're in the mentality right now. We control our own destiny, singular focus. Doesn't matter what else happens. As long as we take care of our business, we'll be where we want to be. And so that's all we can do right now.
Thanks, man.
Thank you, Tom. Nate Ulrich is next.
Baker, obviously a huge game in prime time, and Kevin Stefanski named you captain. What did that mean to you?
It's a big honor. He decided earlier in the year to go a game captain every week until potential playoffs, and so
hold on. There are 1,400 people right here watching me live, and y'all got the audacity to leave that like button on 487. Hit the like button, y'all. Hit the like button. Come on, this is unacceptable. We gotta step our like button game up. We gotta get that up at least 1,000. We gotta hit 1,000. We've hit 1,000 when we didn't have 1,000 in. Now that we got 1,000, we gotta make sure we hit 1,000. Let YouTube know y'all ain't bots. Hit that like button.
It's a big thing for me coming off, the stretch of games that we're continuing to build and improve. And I feel like I'm gaining more confidence and our team's getting more confidence. So for him to do that in a primetime game is great. So it's a great thing to have.
Does it add any juice for you when you find that out?
No, I'm not trying to do too much. Like I've told you guys before, just doing my job, continuing to get the ball out and just lead these guys, be authentic. You don't have to be a game captain to lead, and that's the best part about this team.
Thank you, Nate. We'll go to Steve Dorshett.
Colt McCoy did a pretty good job keeping them, in the game early. But 3 questions, I guess. What your views of Colt being able to keep them in.
I know we ain't arguing about Case Keenum when the Browns are 10-4 and y'all not hitting the like button. I know that's not going on in the chat. Don't make me have to regulate. Don't make me have to come down there and regulate. I'll regulate. Y'all better hit the like button. Y'all argue about Case Keenum. Why we talk about Case Keenum? Why?
The game.
Why are we talking about Case Keenum?
They're going for it for those 2 4th down things. How surprising that might have been, and the how important it was for you personally to stay poised while they were still in a real tense game there early on.
Shout out to Ultra Pack, by the way. He says, imagine picking up Ryan Kerrigan. That would be a nice pickup.
Yeah, I mean, obviously you'll look at the game afterwards and realize the red zone efficiency, our defense making those stops is extremely important, and we were 3 for 3 in the red zone. So, Colt's a winner. He always has been. I grew up in Austin, watched him play at Texas. He's a winner. So he's going to always have whatever team he's playing for in the game. And so we just have to, stay in there and realize that as long as we don't go chasing waterfalls, we're going to be in the game.
Our next question goes to Scott Petrick.
Hey, Baker.
Before Scott Petrick comes in there with the terrible question, we got Brian K with the $2 super chat. Quincy's by Army. Hit that like button, y'all. Yeah, hit the like button. Listen to him.
2 95-yard drives is tough to do. Did you know it was going to be a methodical game like that? And then how gratifying is it to have 2 drives like that?
Yeah, no, we knew from film study that they're a big zone team, especially with a couple guys out in the secondary that they were going to have to play a little bit more zone coverage and rely on that front. But, we got our guys in the right spots and just those, one play at a time.
Wait. Did this Chris guy say legitimately, did he say that Case Keenum's elite, or did y'all put that on him? Because if he said Case Keenum's elite, homie gotta be on timeout for a little bit, because that's just a drunk thought. We can't have people drunk on this chat. So did Chris actually say that? Because I can't have that in the chat. You can't tell me Case Keenum's elite. No. That's just ridiculous. We're not about to do that.
Long drives and just continuing to overcome either penalties or eliminating negative plays. And I'm very proud of our guys.
Thank you, Shervan Sharma, with the $20 donation. Appreciate that.
Thank you, Scott. Next is Mary Kay Cabot.
Hey, Baker, just wondering about the play action. I mean, it almost looks like it's easy. It just looks like it's going so well. So why is it going so well? And are you guys, it just seems like you're using it so much more than you did earlier on in the season. And it really gets your confidence going, it appears.
Yeah, we've established the run game so well. And these guys up front, obviously playing so well.
Y'all want some mob justice? Seems like everybody wants Chris kicked out here. If he fights up again, I'll get him out. If he says something goofy, I'll watch the chat. Legit Savage says, don't go chasing waterfalls. Not rap lyrics, but hey, you getting the R&B in there. Baker's, smooth with it. He's smooth. You got to switch it up. What do you say? I can count on one hand the amount of Browns fans I know where I live. I've always been made fun for being a dog pound fan. A dog pound fan? Who says that? Who says that? That's not kick worthy, though. If he pops off about Case Keenum again.
Our backs are playing well. It takes everybody in the run game to be able to block. And so just to be able to marry that up with the pass game, make it all look similar, it clears things up, and our guys are getting open. So that makes my job easy.
And then when a guy like Jarvis makes a contested catch like he did like that against Julian there, that 22-yarder, I mean, does that also make your job easy when you have, guys like that can make receptions like that?
Yeah, we don't want no scrubs. I mean, we got some dogs outside. So we got guys that we're very proud of.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mary Kay. Jeff Shadell, you have our next question.
Baker, you talked about your protection, but could you specifically talk about Nick Harris stepping in there after Chris gets hurt?
Yeah, I said a little bit post game to Michelle, but you hate to have somebody go down. We love Hub. Hub's a team first guy always.
All right, this Case
He's a guy
Keenum
that stepped in
conversation is
time
getting
and time again
toxic.
for us. But the way Nick
Let's
Harris stepped up and played guard, he's our backup center. For him to be able to step up and play a different position is tremendous. And so that just, hats off to him for having mentally being ready and then being able to come out there and play
Max
well.
Nicoleno? Oh, no,
Thanks, Jeff. Our
Richard
next question
Gonzalez
goes to Fred Greetham.
By the way, this is a funny one I want to get to. Max Nilakino, who says, is Njoku in Baker's doghouse? He avoids to throw the easy touchdown to David Njoku. Have you seen David Njoku try to catch easy catchable balls? I think Baker's been there, done that before, and saw, a covered Jarvis Landry. Much more reliable option than a wide open David Njoku. And you know what? I've watched David Njoku's entire career. Can't blame him.
Hey, Baker, you spread the ball around, I think 8 different guys tonight. Is that just a testament how comfortable you are, and looking around, finding the open guy and hitting him?
Yeah, we're not trying to force the ball to anybody, trusting the progression, trusting the play calls.
Wait, hold on. Is this what homies using to say Case Keenum should be in the game because he didn't throw to David? Dog, I got to put you in timeout. Now that I put 2 and 2 together, you in timeout, Chris. You got it. Nah, that's stupid. Come on now. Come on now. I get if you didn't want the Browns to draft Baker Mayfield, but you can't be hating on this level where the man throws for 300 yards and you're like, well, he didn't throw to the wide open David Njoku. Come on, dog. Really? Do we dissect another quarterback like that? Don't dissect your own quarterback like that. Because I promise you, if you dissect if you dissect Patrick Mahomes like that, you'll find some stuff like that. That's goofy. Come on, dog. You on timeout.
It's there, and keep the change moving, eliminate negative plays, and just let these guys make plays. We got great players outside.
We'll go to Nate Ulrich next.
Hey, Baker. I wanted to ask you about the sequence leading up to your final touchdown. You guys had a couple penalties there when you were knocking on the door of the end zone, and instead of letting that, make you settle for 3, you guys were just able to keep fighting, and then Chubb gets in. What does that say about you guys? And is that, does that have something to do, or is that emblematic of kind of the growth that you guys have had here as an offense?
It goes back to, laying down the foundation of this team. Resilience is one of the things we wanted to do. And yeah, every once in a while, if stuff's not going to go your way, you're going to get knocked back, and you got to creep back in and be able to overcome those penalties.
Next is Zach Jackson.
Baker, I just want to ask you to take us through the touchdown to Jarvis. Where you're looking initially, what you see, and then ultimately him going up and making a great catch.
Yeah. First read's actually David Njoku. I saw him stumble a little bit. It's a crossing pattern in man coverage. So when I saw David stumble, got my eyes off him, moved on to Jarvis. And Jarvis is a guy that you just give him a chance. He's going to make a great play. And then looking back at the pictures of it, David wound up getting his feet together and being wide open. But our guys make plays, and we're going to trust them to do that every time.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you, Zach. Mary Kay Cabot has her next.
There you go, Christopher. There is your answer. That's why you didn't throw to David Njoku. That's a satisfying. I hope that's a satisfying answer to you. I hope you can start to enjoy the season. Enjoy. You have a franchise quarterback. Stop dissecting it. Don't be one of those dudes that hate your own quarterback when your quarterback ain't sorry. This is not Jimmy Garoppolo. Don't do this to yourself. Actually enjoy it. If you didn't want to draft Baker and that's what you want, just let it go. Just let it go. You don't want to be one of these people. I see Raven fans like this, right? That didn't want the Ravens to draft Lamar, still mad about it, and they hating on Lamar, even though Lamar's been fantastic for them. You know what I mean? Don't be that. You don't want to be that. You don't want to be the dude sitting outside hating at the party when everybody else having fun. We having fun in this chat. 1,400 of us having fun, hopefully hitting the like button. We having fun. We kicking it. You sitting out there hating. Don't be that. Come on, man. Come on in. Come on, enjoy the party. You a Browns fan? If you're a Browns fan, come on in and enjoy the party. Don't be out here hating while the Browns out here
Next
being
question.
good.
Baker, when Myles just came in to talk to us, he was struggling to catch his breath. Said he just got over a coughing fit, and he confided in us on Friday that he's still doing breathing treatments and he's really struggling out there. So what does it say about him that he's going out there and trying to leave it all out on the field when you guys know and everybody knows that he's really battling through this?
Yeah, I mean, obviously Myles continues to be a leader for us. He's our Walter Payton Man of the Year for our team. He's an extremely good leader on and off the field. Obviously, his play speaks for itself, but he wants to be out there whenever he can. And no matter what, being 100% or not, he wants to be out there. And he's the best pass rusher in the league, and people are always trying to chip him and double team him. Trying to prevent him from making plays, but he continues to just work extremely hard. And we're proud to have him on the team.
Is it hard for you to hear him go through a coughing fit like that, and to see him kind of having a tough time?
Of course.
I didn't really notice it too much. Besides that, I was listening to the end of his presser. I understand, he's a guy that those little spurts, those 5-yard, 10-yard bursts where he's having to go full speed every play. That's not easy. I mean, I'm not one to really know exactly what he's going through. I haven't been in his shoes, but I get tired when I chase down Nick. So I know his job isn't easy.
Thanks, Mary. Kay, we'll take two more. Doug Maurice, Scott Petrick. Doug, go ahead.
Baker, each team only had 7 possessions tonight because you guys held the ball so long on some of those really long drives you put together. Just what's it like when you're moving down the field like that and stringing together play after play on a long drive? How comfortable is this offense on a drive like that?
Before we get to Baker's answer, Moto P donated $5 through Super Chat. Kids acting like the fans in Major League, hating on Wild Thing all season until they get to the World Series. I don't get it, man. I don't get it. Don't be the person hating your own quarterback. I don't get that. You know what I mean? It's Niner fans that get behind Jimmy G because that's just what they got to do. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you got to do it. That don't mean you lied to yourself, but, you're not going to be out here hating on your own team just because you want to be right personally. That's just goofy. Jeremy Bertrand, who says, awesome time to be a Browns fan. Bot squad rules. Thank you for that, bro.
Our guys are extremely comfortable. For them to be able to continue to make these plays and, like you said earlier, overcome some of the penalties or negative plays and push forward and convert some very critical third downs. When you don't have that many possessions, these third downs are extremely important. And also the red zone efficiency is very important. When you get down there, we talked about it pregame, we needed 7 points, not field goals. So, and we were able to accomplish that in defense, vice versa, stop them from getting touchdowns in the red zone.
Thanks, Doug. The last one is Scott Petrick.
Hey, Baker, was it weird facing Freddie in the role that he wound up playing tonight? And did you talk to him at all?
I talked to him post-game. Not weird. I appreciate Freddie. I continue to talk to him every once in a while. He's lost some weight. He looks good. So proud of him.
What was the conversation like?
Just how you doing? Normal checkups. We talk every so often, so it's not like a huge catch-up thing. So that was my first time seeing him. So, like I said, he looks good.
Thanks.
Yep. Thank you, Scott. Baker, thanks for joining us.
That was wholesome. That was a wholesome ending right there. We have a super chat from Too Many Clamps who says, well, Chris... Oh my God, boy, I'm gonna have to block him. Too Many Clamps says, now this is the bake we knew in Oklahoma. Daddy Bake just swaddled you up. Let you know everything gonna be all right. Chris with the super chat, not hating at all. Love my Browns. Just want to see more better decisions. Judging that for the season, not just the Giants. He's had like 8 games where he's had great decision making. Defense needs to step it up if there's any shot at that trophy. Now, I'll agree with you on that one, right? The defense does need to step it up. And again, hopefully you get Ronnie Harrison back. Hopefully that realigns the defense. Hopefully that gets you closer to playing how you did the first half against Tennessee when you're more healthy. So that's definitely a thing, right? The defense does need to play better. My thing about Baker Mayfield is if you're going to dissect what he's done this season, don't just say it's one game. It's been 3 games in a row. It's really been like 8 games in a row since Cincinnati. He went 22 or 22 in Cincinnati, 5 touchdowns. It's not just one game. It's not even just one season with Baker Mayfield. He had the rookie year where he broke the rookie touchdown record. So again, I get it. You're skeptical. You don't know about the kid. But given the sample size that he has provided here in Cleveland of successful quarterbacking, versus what anybody else has done in this city, you can't help but get excited. And honestly, if this were anywhere else, anybody showed you for a better part of 2 years that they could be a successful quarterback in the NFL out of 3, you're pretty sold on that guy. He had one bad year. It was the Freddie Kitchens year. We saw what Freddie Kitchens play calling does to a quarterback today, right? Giants couldn't score on the Browns defense. Browns defense is not good. So we saw how that has an effect on him. The fact that he's only had the one bad season, and we know what one of the main causes were, should be something for you to be encouraged by. So again, man, don't dissect this too much. Don't overthink it. Just let the game happen. Just understand. This is uncharted territory, man. Let's see what's up here. Rex Fortune says, anyone who thought the Browns would clown Freddie don't understand that this team are Stefanski's mentality. If you wanted Freddie clowned, you a buster. Yeah, and look, Freddie would have probably clowned Freddie. That's probably something Freddie would have did if he came in here, but that's why we're different this year. Soul Train, thank you for the $2 super chat. And, that's why the Browns are different this year. They're not focused on the goofy stuff. They're not focused on the press clippings. They're not focused on proving Colin Cowherd wrong. They're focused on making the freaking playoffs. That's what they're focused on. And you know what? When you're focused on something, you're going to do it. You know that little meme that went around to Baker Mayfield, the cycle of Baker Mayfield? That's because Baker Mayfield was focused on that cycle, calling somebody out. Then he would call him out, be successful, and all of a sudden he had a letdown. Browns are worried about making the playoffs. Browns are worried about doing something in the playoffs. Browns are worried about winning football games. All of a sudden, when you're focused on those things, you tend to show up when you play these football games. We got another super chat from Arenda Hall, who says, and I'm sorry if I mispronounced that, bro. Baker is slinging darts. Just deal with it, folks. He's a dog. He's going to be our man. Get over it and embrace it. Feels good. Love it. Yeah, he's getting that extension, folks. I don't know what to tell y'all. If you don't like Baker, strap in, baby. It's going to be a long time because he's getting the extension. He ain't going nowhere. Baker's not going nowhere. Now, they did mention that Myles Garrett was out of breath during his press conference. I want to see that. So we're going to go to that.
Out there and
we're going to go to that right now because that's concerning, right? Are we over one? Hold on. Before I hit play on this video, I got to make sure we over 1,000 likes. Got to make sure. Let's see. Oh, we had 912. Come on, dog. We so close. Come on, dogs in the chat, bots in the chat. Hit that like button if you haven't hit it already. Let's go. Michael Pavlovsky says that with the $5 super chat, Baker's drip is so hard. Mine as well. Might as well call him a faucet. S Nation, who says, is Denzel the best lockdown corner in the league? He's definitely a lockdown corner. The man is a shutdown. I don't know why they tested him as much as they did, but it was a bad idea. Man came off injury. He was ready to go. Denzel Ward, that's a baller right there. That's a difference maker. So make sure you hit that like button. We're going to go into Myles. Apparently he had trouble breathing. We're going to listen to this.
How he's been able to stay hot for you guys.
Just like he said, he's hot. He's playing with his hair on fire. And, with our rushing game.
Greg Ehlers with the $10 super chat says, damn straight, the boys of the Browns clowning are over under this coaching regime.
No rolling, and our passing game rolling, it's hard to stop. And so we just got to be able to back them up and make stops and get the ball back to them so they can put points.
Myles, sorry I froze up a little bit there. There are a lot of points scored against you guys the last couple of weeks. What does it mean to you guys to keep the Giants out of the end zone tonight?
It's about bend, don't break. They get yardage. We're trying to keep them off the board, but at the end of the day, we're trying to have more points than they do. So just what do we have to do to get a W on that win column? We're going to do it. It's nice to be able to keep them out of the end zone. At the end of the day, a dub's a dub. How we can get it.
Thank you, Nate. Tom Withers is next.
Thanks, Rob. Hey, Myles, I know you guys have been in that win this week, go 1-0 mindset, but what kind of an accomplishment is getting to 10 wins?
It's nice. I haven't done it since I've been here, so the achievement I'm proud of. It's got to be something that we
got a super chat from Max Neal Aquino, who says, Donovan Peoples-Jones and Higgins are the future at wide receiver. Good to know that we have guys who can play like that. Definitely.
Continue to do. But we got to finish this year. We got to keep on going 1-0 each week. But we just got to make that mindset that this is the first year of many that we can do something like this. We hold each other close and keep our chemistry and play for each other.
You guys haven't quite clinched a play berth yet, but does it almost feel like you're in the playoffs at this point, only because every week is so big and it gets magnified as you guys get deeper and deeper?
Every game matters. And so, we're still trying to get in, like you said, and nobody's gonna lay down. You saw that with the Jets today. We get one over on the Rams. There's nobody in the NFL who's just gonna lay down and let you take.
All right, man. CBS Sports apparently tweeted something. They put Baker Mayfield and John Elway's stats up. Now, obviously, it's a different era, so the numbers are going to be like hard to compare. But people are losing their mind on that one. I mean, kind of rightfully so. I think it's a little early for that. Soul Train, you got a super chat here from Soul Train. Let me see if I can get to it. $5 super chat says, I love seeing the progression of Baker. He went from inconsistent, if his team plays well, he plays well, to making plays that make everybody better. I think that's the big thing, right? When you need the offense to move this year, Baker's been able to make it move out of nowhere. So that's excellent to see here. That's excellent to see here. Baker Mayfield's really, again, man, if Baker can be on this level, it's going to be a good time in Cleveland for quite a while.
Take something from. But we have to be desperate out there. Play with desire. That's what it's all about, though. Discipline and desire. And we're just going to come with that attitude every Sunday or Monday.
Thanks, man.
Thank you, Tom. Jeff Goodell, you have our next question.
Hey, Myles, you've talked about this recovery from COVID, but after a game, how much longer does it take you to start feeling somewhat better?
Not sure. Just getting over a coughing fit in the locker room earlier. I was trying to get some water in my system, be able to breathe. Taking those big breaths are tough right now. That shortness of breath, turning into a cough or just getting choked up. And it's just, you got to find a way. Like I said, it's about desire.
Shout out Emerson Lake, $5 super chat. Feels great to see a winning team once again in Cleveland. My G-Paw saw his first ever Browns game. It will be amazing to see a playoff football game with him. A lot of people, man. A lot of people haven't seen a playoff. Look, the last time the Browns were this good, I wasn't born yet. So, it's wild, right? 1995, I was born. Well, maybe I think I was. No, 94 was when they did that. So, no, I was not born. I was born in 95. So, it's amazing, man. It is amazing. Again, guys, there are a ton of things you could dissect. There are things to be excited about, things to be concerned about. But don't forget, this game is entertainment. Being a Browns fan is supposed to be fun. And when your team's this good, look, you can be worried about some things, but don't let that override the fun. Just don't let that, because then you will be miserable watching a good team. And we've been sorry so long that there's no point in being miserable watching a good team. We can fix the things, we can worry about that, but we can also have fun.
No matter how I feel, got to do something on the field, and when I get off of it, just maybe go see someone. I'll try to work with someone.
Likes. There you go.
Hopefully, if we make it to the playoffs, I'll try to get myself as close to 100 as possible.
Yoshi, you ain't here trolling. Yoshi.
Thank you, Myles. Next, Scott Petrick.
Stop that.
Hey, Myles, I want to ask you about Sheldon. First of all, that big play he made on 4th down, and then how hard was it to watch him leave the field? And have you talked to him, and do you know how he's doing?
Don't get blocked.
Looked pretty good to me.
I'll block a Steelers fan with the quickness. I put Chris in timeout because I do believe he's a Browns fan. But if you're a Steelers fan, you come in here with that wildness. I am a Browns fan. I will block you, and it might not be justice. And it might not be just, but I'll do it because you're a Steelers fan, dog.
Shell. I don't know what the prognosis is right now, but seeing him walk around with a smile on his face it's a good enough sign to me.
And then what about that 4th down play? That was a big one early in the game.
We had a lot of good situational.
All right, so we got another super chat here from Browns fan 5112 who says, keep up the good work, Quincy. Happy holidays. And all, remember 10-4 is a great feeling. Good night. Thank you for that one, man. It is a good thing to be 10-4. And I believe the holiday season, right, that's this week. Way to go into Christmas, a 10-4 Browns team. I mean, come on, man. Come on, you got to enjoy this.
Plays on defense, and it was just one of, I think, 3 or 4 that we had. And he's a big time player. That's why he's here. We can do it time and time again, and I expect nothing less out of him.
Thank you.
Thank you, Scott. Mary Kay Cabot is next.
Before we get to Mary Kay's question, we got Dravo Sports and Gaming with the $2 super chat. Love the vids. Been watching since 2018. He been watching since my rookie year. Since I had the white walls up before I had the nice background. Since I had the shotgun mic as well. So shout out to you, man. You've definitely watched this channel grow in many ways. This channel is so much different than what it started as.
Yeah, Myles, I'm sorry to be making you talk when I feel like you're still recovering from your coughing fit, but I wanted to ask you, they did show you, they showed on TV a few times that, during the game, you were struggling a little bit. So are you battling when you're out there on the field a little bit? Is this a little bit more difficult than some people might think?
It's known to affect your lungs, and hell, I need those to be out there and give my full effort. It's hard to want to make a move or do something that is going to expend a lot of energy, knowing that you have to do it again the next play. So sometimes it kind of throws off what I'm doing, but just gotta go out there and make it happen. Today we did. Me and Larry were able to get on the board with the second last play, but it is tough. I'm trying not to think about it during the game. Just try to make sure I get as much oxygen as I can and keep it rolling.
Thanks, Mary Kay. We have time for two more. We'll go to Tony Grossi and then Nate Ulrich. Tony, go ahead.
All right, Myles. You guys had to stay in your hotel the whole day, and I was wondering, were you watching? Did you?
Super chat from Fish Roy. He says, so glad to see Baker cooking. He deserves it. Dude is a baller. As a Browns QB, look forward to seeing his career and his ceiling. I'm excited to see what Baker can do in a kind of a playoff game, because it seems like the bigger the moment, the better he plays. Sunday Night Football, a pretty big moment in New York, and the kid, he's the same age as me. The dude just balled out, So I'm interested to see what he could do in the playoffs. I feel like Baker might be something special in the playoffs. You never know. I can't wait. I think this guy, the bigger the lights, the bigger he gets, the better he gets, the more special he plays. So, let's do it.
Were you seeing all those teams around you in the standings win? I know back home people were getting a little nervous, and then Steve Kornacki would come on and say, if the Browns lose, they're out of the playoffs and all that. How did those scores and the games in the afternoon affect anyone's mindset on the field?
At any of that, honestly.
Huh?
I didn't look at any of that, honestly. I wasn't seeing any of that.
Okay. Good.
I was taking a nap. I wasn't really.
Good for you.
The games, I was preparing for mine. Woke up, started stretching, talked to my family.
Take care of business. You ain't really got a scoreboard watch. The Browns are in a position where all they got to do is win. You win your game, you don't got to care what nobody else doing.
Played golf with my dad on the phone and got ready for the game. I wasn't worried about what anybody else was doing. No, what we got to do on the field, and all we're worried about is us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tony. Final question to Nate Ulrich.
Myles, with Denzel Ward back tonight, what kind of lift did he give you guys? What did you think about the difference he made?
He's locked down. It's a Warden for a reason. People don't want to throw this way. So, having that kind of boost, knowing that, if everybody else is doing their job, they're not going to be able to throw his way. And that gives us a little bit more time. I know that they weren't trying to drop back and throw the ball. They were trying to make it a rushing game, but that was just partly because he's doing what he's doing in the back end, and they're playing a good game.
All right, thank you very much for your time today, Myles.
All right, that wasn't that bad. I think they kind of overblown how much he was struggling to breathe in that. Like, he's having a little bit of an issue breathing, but I think he's going to be okay in about 2 weeks. Hopefully. I hope he is, because we need him. By the way, before I jump back into this, Sean Higgin out here, 10. The boy said, what? Sean Higgin said, 10. Job ain't done. Big Papa Poot. Okay, that's a funny name. Baker is, what does that say? Pre-strolling. Oh, man, let me try to get this up on the thing. All right, he says, Baker press trolling on point. We can't go chasing waterfalls. We don't want no scrubs. Love the content cute. Baker's got the swag. Yeah, he do got a little bit of juice, don't he? He just be dropping them in there like it ain't nothing. He's a funny guy. He's a confident guy. He's the type of dude you feel good about following into a locker room and following into a game. But Baker Mayfield, you know, this season, I think we needed to get in perspective because the Browns have been so good this season. I think we have lost perspective on what we wanted to see at the beginning of the season, right? We wanted to see if Baker Mayfield was the guy. You know what? Check. Baker Mayfield's the guy. I'm pretty sure about it. You know, I'm pretty confident on that one. So that's what we wanted to see in the beginning of the season. We want to see double-digit wins. Check. We want to know if Kevin Stefanski, is he the right guy to lead this team? Check. Andrew Berry, did he make some good draft picks? Check. So, I mean, we haven't even gotten into the important part, but we have seen almost everything we have asked to see coming into this season. And that's hugely important. That is why this feels different. Baker, 27 to 32, 84% passing. Now, you know what I think about completion percentage. I think it's a pretty garbage number. But when you put it with the fact that Baker Mayfield right now at the top of the league in completed air yards, that means something. That means he's not only accurate throwing screens, like Ben throws a lot of screens, but he also gets a lot of drops. But Baker is throwing downfield, dimes, dots. What do y'all want? If this is Patrick Mahomes, y'all be making gifts. So, you know, I don't know what people want out to do. We ain't gonna be disrespectful to Baker. Dom Jones, $5 super chat, says, I want to see Baker plant a Cleveland flag on somebody's field. As an OSU fan, you want to get that one back, huh, buddy? Yeah, maybe he'll do it to Pittsburgh one day, right? Or maybe, you know, maybe you meet up with the Ravens and you can plant a flag in M&T Bank Stadium or something like that. But, you know, not this year because Ravens ain't going to be higher seeded than us, hopefully. But, yeah, man, you got – that's one of the things you wanted, right? You wanted Baker to show he was a franchise quarterback, to show he was worth the fifth-year option, to show he was worth an extension. Do we have any questions about that? Soul Train with the $5 super chat says Baker over the last 3 games is averaging 324 yards per game plus 2 touchdowns. It's Patrick Mahomes numbers. Patrick Mahomes type numbers. Patrick Mahomes has that kind of numbers. He ain't Patrick Mahomes yet, but he can show you he can be on a level up to that. He ain't no game manager. Imagine calling Baker Mayfield a game manager. Imagine being one of the people who was calling for Case Keenum in week 4. Imagine where would this team would be at if we would have did something goofy like that. You got to let the kid grow. You got to let him get into the system. And once he got into the system, he got comfortable. Look what he's doing. Look what he does for your team. Dinosaur, $5 super check. Q, you the man. Keep up the great work. Baker's the truth. Dog check. Shout out, man. So Baker Mayfield proved himself. Kevin Stefanski proved himself. Andrew Berry proved himself. This team proved himself. Now what do we need to see, right? We on a whole nother level of expectations. I want to see this team finish out 12-4. I am not going to sit here and lie to myself and say, hey, finishing 11-5 but getting swept by Pittsburgh and Baltimore is going to leave a good taste in my mouth. Unless you beat one of them in the playoffs, it's not going to leave a good taste in my mouth. So I want to get that Pittsburgh game. Okay, you ain't get the Baltimore one. That was a hell of a game, but you got to get this Pittsburgh one. So I want to see that. I want to see some playoff victories. I want to see this team put the fear of everybody in the AFC. Hell, maybe even win the AFC. I want to see what this team truly got. If we can all get on the same page, on the defensive side of the ball, start playing as well as they can play, and on the offensive side of the ball, play even better than we can play now because we don't have the run game going like we normally would because we're out Wyatt Teller. We get everything going. I want to know how far this team can go because you know what? I don't think it's crazy to say AFC Championship. I don't think it's crazy to say that this team could go to the Super Bowl. And if you go to the Super Bowl, looking who's coming out the NFC, if you could get out the AFC, you can definitely beat who's ever coming out the NFC. It's all in front of you. You just got to win. You just got to win the games in front of you. That's it. And you know what? The Browns can finish 12-4. Plenty of 12-4 teams have won it all. Plenty of 11. Well, I don't know how many 11-5 teams won it all, but plenty of 12-4 teams have won it all. You know, there is no need to be afraid or to be scared of a challenge or, oh, my God, we're going to face this team or, oh, it's the Chiefs. I am looking forward to whoever the Browns play because we can play with anybody. We got a quarterback. We got a coach. And even on defense, where we're not that good, we got 2 studs on defense in Denzel Ward and Myles Garrett. So even our defensive side of the ball, yeah, sure, it's weak, but it ain't really that weak. So I want to see where everybody is at. I want to see where this team is at. I can't wait. Can't wait till we lock up this and start talking about some playoff games in Cleveland, y'all. My goodness. I could not imagine. It is almost, it's extremely emotional for me at this point. But I want to thank you guys, truly thank you guys for, one, allowing me to be in such a privileged position to, just be out here doing these things, being kind of like the voice of the Browns on YouTube. Thank you, man. Thank you for showing up for AFC North Talks. Thank you for showing up to these live streams, showing up to the videos. By the way, if you think I'm taking a holiday break when the Browns about to make a playoff push, you got to be out your mind, because I'm going to have all the videos up every day. That means I'm going to have a post-game video up, a pre-recorded post-game video up. I'm going to get to that after I get to this. Shout out to Too Many Clamps. Dude, AFC North Talk is fire. Awesome job repping the Browns. Thank you, bro. But, we're going to do all of that. Ain't no breaks here. I don't care if it's holidays, no days off. Ain't no days off. The Browns making a playoff push. That's what's up. So that's all the videos going to be up like they normally would. We're going to film review on Wednesdays. We're going to do everything like we normally do. But this is I'm so happy to be in this spot. I'm so happy for Browns fans that we have such a team that, like, you just enjoy watching this team. Like, I wake up every Sunday or Monday whenever they play. Shout out to Dinner Hall. You're talking dirty to me because I agree. Let's run it. I'm with 6. Yeah, but this is a team I love watching. I just love watching this team. Like, records aside, I love watching this team. I'm excited to watch this team. I'm excited that I cheer for this team. This team makes you proud to be a Browns fan. Not just because they're good, but because how they're good. For a while, we've always had to be ashamed. Whenever we were good, it's Brian Horace, so we knew that wasn't real. Or it's Derek Anderson, we knew that wasn't real. Fish Roy with the super chat, $5 says, Wild Q laying it out. Thank you, brother. Love the content, but also love you. Thank you, bro. Love you too. Keep it up. You know what I mean? So this is a team that, you know what? We got to go play Baltimore again. Let's do it. I feel like we're going to get them. We got to get them. We can't go out like that. I'm just so proud of this team because of how they play, how well they play. Shout out to Soul Train with the $2 super chat, dog chat. Hyped up for the next video. Thank you for that, bro. But, I'm so excited for what this team has done, how this team plays. This is the team to get excited for, man. Like, there have been Browns teams that have approached this. Like, if that team from last year got good, it wasn't a team you was proud of. You kind of hated that team because they were kind of annoying. They were bitter. They were chippy for no reason. They weren't disciplined. It wasn't a team you were proud of. But this team, you're proud of this team. You're excited for this team. And I'm just happy that this is a team that Cleveland has needed. Like, if you talk about a football team that is tailor-made for Cleveland, you got 2 of the best running backs in the NFL holding it down, best offensive line in the NFL holding it down. Sure, you don't have your superstar wide receiver, but you have some tough, grindy wide receivers headlined by a guy named Jarvis Landry, who is pretty much the city of Cleveland in cart. Like, if you can make the city of Cleveland a person, it'd be Jarvis Landry. That's who it is. And then you got Baker Mayfield at quarterback. He's not the tallest guy, but you know what? He does everything he can and needs to out of that 6'1" frame. People doubt him. People slander him, just like they slander the city of Cleveland, just like they slander the people in it. And you know what? All he does is ball out and make them kiss the ring. And hopefully we can get a ring for to make them kiss. But this is a team that Baker Mayfield, that the city of Cleveland, and hell, even if you're in Oklahoma cheering for this team because you're a Baker Mayfield fan, if you love Baker in Oklahoma, you're getting more of it in Cleveland. So shout out to y'all too. I know they play a lot of the Browns games out there in Oklahoma, but this is a Browns team to be excited about. This is a quarterback to get excited about. This is a head coach to get excited about. This is exactly when you close your eyes as a kid and dream that the Browns team that will bring greatness to this city, hopefully one day, it was this team. A tough nose, hard. This is the team that everybody that gets hired first day press conference says they're going to make in Cleveland, right? Hugh Jackson, Mike Pettin. We're going to build a tough, run-first team that's hard-nosed and disciplined. Well, they didn't do it. Everybody who got Eric Mangini didn't do it. All the jokers in between, Freddie Kitchens, all those guys, didn't do it. They said they were going to do it. Kevin Stefanski, the only one who didn't say it in his press conference, that's actually done it. Don't know what else I need to tell y'all. This is the team to be proud of. I want to thank the thousands of people who came through in this. I want to thank the people in the chat. I want to thank the people who generously sent super chats during this show. I appreciate that so much. Look forward to my post-game recap video. It's going to be releasing hopefully tomorrow morning, if not tomorrow by noon at the latest. But guys, thank you so much. Thank you for coming here and allowing me to be the voice of the post-game show for you. Thank you so much for choosing me, and I hope you continue. And if you haven't chosen me, hit the subscribe button, ding that notification bell. I think you might like what you get here. But for everybody else, thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.